Hey, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. We've done it, sir. We've reached the end. We have reached scenario number 19, our last scenario for this expansion for the Roman Civil Wars. How about that?
That's pretty impressive. So that's three expansions in the books plus the core game.
Yes.
That's four whole scenario groups we've played through. Three, technically, since they combined the Roman Civil War and Roman the Barbarians now in the
That's
official
true.
expansion.
That is true. So we'll put a little asterisk next to that. But I do have a little bit of a tale to tell to wrap us up this evening.
Yes, tell us what Caesar has got himself into this time.
Well, to be sure, the last few months of 45 BC have been quite a headache. So, in 46 and then coming into 45, we had the beginnings of the North African campaign. And just to fill you all in, if you've missed the last few episodes, first of all, welcome back. This brings us to what is the final battle of the Roman Civil Wars. Caesar will put a big bow on everything here. He has traveled the width and breadth of the entire Roman Republic from this point, from Rome to Spain, back to Rome, all the way over to the eastern provinces of Greece, Syria, down to Egypt. He's been there for a while. He's gone up to Anatolia, all the way back to Rome, and then finally to the western part of North Africa, which is modern day Tunisia. He has dealt with no end of headaches, and this will lead him to this final effort to chase the Optimates, the remnants, the scattered remnants of Pompey's forces now. That is including Labienus, who we've seen over the last few scenarios, who was giving him such grief there in Africa. They have all fled north to Hispania, specifically Hispania Ulterior, where the last remnants of the Optimates are holed up. Joining us on the stage tonight is the son of Pompey himself, Gnaeus Pompey, and many of these individual generals that had legions under their control, they have decided that their best hope is to throw in with young Gnaeus here. And that's exactly what they've done. So we're going to see familiar faces tonight. We're going to see Labienus once again. We see him here on the board. We have Gnaeus Pompey leading all of this. And we'll even, the story tonight will actually involve Varus to a small degree. But suffice to say, Caesar is at his wits' end. He's actually gotten more challenged than he expected for this mop-up operation. Caesar will enter Hispania with 8 legions and about 8,000 cavalry. He's going to be facing against Pompey's forces of 13 legions, so he's got a little bit of a deficit there, and many, many thousand cavalry, and this is an assigned cavalry. The other issue that Caesar has with his forces are not only does he have a lot of veterans, but the problem is he has forces that he has cobbled together. This truly is a hodgepodge affair, and lots of them are local allies, local auxilia, and mostly just inexperienced recruits from that he has brought from various sources to hopefully stage this final battle. And although for the purposes of this tonight we are going directly to the Battle of Munda, the entire process of them entering Hispania was a series of small skirmishes against those Optimati forces. We had a battle at Ulia and Corduba and Antigua and a couple others, smaller ones, just small city-states that they would either lay to siege or try to just outright drive those enemies out from. And it was this series of small battles, not inconsequential, but they all had an ongoing effect to Caesar's forces. Now, they did help in the fact that they allowed some of these small offshoot armies that he would separate and send off to these smaller battles. They would get experience, and by the time that they were able to come back together for this final push on Munda, they have more experience than they had when they arrived on the peninsula. This is also going to be an interesting battle, and we see in the layout here that all of the Pompeian forces are arrayed up on top of this large set of hills. So truly they are in a defensive position on the high ground, which was problematic for Caesar. Caesar is going to do something that is unusual for him in this battle we're going to see unfolding is even though he is going against a truly an uphill battle, he's going to make frontal assaults, which is uncharacteristic for Caesar himself when he doesn't have overwhelming force against his opponent. In this case, they're going to do, we have the 10th Legion here on the right, which is these heavies on the right flank of Caesar's side. Those represent the full 10th Legion. They will attempt to go for the flanks between the cavalry on the left under Pedius and the 10th Legion on the right. They will make attempts to do some envelopment and go for the softer wings. That's a pretty standard tactic. But again, uncharacteristic for Caesar. I think it was just because he was tired of all of this and he just wanted to be done with it. So he brings the bulk of his center force and army directly into the hills, into these auxilia. Now, as you can see, Pompeius doesn't have a great variety of forces. He actually has a lot of auxilia. So these are veterans, but they are less experienced, I think, in the big picture than some of the legions that are coming. The other issue is many of these participants on Pompeius' side are parolees. They have actually fought against Caesar in previous engagements, and Caesar was generous in allowing them to parole, go home, and what they've done is they swear that they would not fight again, and yet what did they do? They went and rejoined Pompey again. And they realized that there's going to be no second and third chances for them. They may have gotten away with it before, but if they're caught this time, Caesar is most certainly going to spare no quarter to them, and they will be put to the sword. So this is a true life and death fight for them. So everyone on this hill under Pompey know what the score is. They realize if they do not make their stand here, this is it. They are going to die one way or another if they don't win. In every sense of the word, as you and I described often, this was a slobber knocker. Both of these very large armies just smashed right there at the hills. And this battle went on for a very long 8 hours. So if you can imagine just the blood and horror that would last in a 45-minute battle, you stretch that out over 8 hours of move and counter move and advance and retreat. And I'm sure the battlefield was just littered with carnage. At one point in the battle, there was a turning moment. Caesar took control of the 10th Legion and the equestrists that are with them. We can see these medium cavalry over here, and he takes command and moves towards that left flank of Pompey. Pompey sees what the danger is going to be, and this is where he makes his critical mistake. He actually pulls some of that, probably that heavy legion that is on the right flank, and he reassigns them to come over and support to help fend off against Caesar's attack on that flank. The problem was the inexperienced or the very superstitious forces in the middle there, directly near Pompey. They saw Labienus moving toward the rear, perhaps to come back around, and they thought he was actually retreating. And this caused a cascading effect of panic among all of the army, and they all started to just rout backwards farther into the hills to the point where they became scattered and in disarray. That small retreat became a rout, and by the end of it, Caesar was able to move the entire push broom directly forward, and at the end of this battle, we will see 30,000 of Pompey's army dead on the field. And Caesar, of course, in his recollection of this will be much lighter. You know, he's always sunshine and roses for his losses, but for certain he took quite a bit in this hard battle directly at the foot of the hills. The other issue was that all of the standards that were held by Pompey were captured. So all of the golden eagles and standards that they had were captured by Caesar, and that shows that they just threw down everything and fled as quickly as possible because they knew that no quarter would be spared. Caesar will leave Maximus in charge to follow up and do all the mop-up operations, and they will continue on to chase these fleeing fighters into the city of Munda, and they will put it to siege. And that's when Caesar says, "You've got this." Both Titus Labienus and Varus, who was here, although he's not shown on this, will die in battle, which is unfortunate because Labienus was at one time, as we saw back in the Gallic Wars, Caesar's most trusted legate, and for him to come so far in opposition to Caesar and then to die in battle here is really unfortunate because I think Caesar lamented the fact that it came to that. Pompey himself will get away, but he will later seek refuge in different places on land, but he will finally be captured, or he'll be cornered later on at the Battle of Laura, which we're not going to be doing in this, but he will also be killed in that battle. And as I pointed out, Caesar will return to Rome to a triumph, and just a short 363 days later, on 15 March of 44 BC, this battle actually takes place on the 17th of March in 45 BC. So just less than a year later, Caesar will be assassinated in the Forum, no longer a dictator for life, as it were. And that is where this final battle will take place tonight. So lots going on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the War Council as I open it
So
up here?
this is all very straightforward tonight. We are playing to 8 banners, so this could be a knockdown drag out. The Caesarians get to go first. They will start with 6 command cards. Pompeians up on the hills there only have 4 command cards. The only special rules we have tonight are the Julian Legion rules. So that means our heavies and our mediums can move 2 and they don't fight. And they're all armed with ranged weapons. And the Julius Caesar rule is in effect. Any unit attached to Caesar gets to can move 2 and attack. Plus Caesar adds +1 to their attack rolls.
Well, there's not a lot of flash to that. I mean, they decided to keep it simple, but give us a lot to chew on with 8 banners.
Mm-hmm.
And some hills. You know,
And some hills.
we've got a nice defensive position up there. So as I start with the Pompeian forces, I will draw my 4 cards, and
I will draw
sadly,
my 6. Since
you
I
get to go first. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. So, for the last time, at least in the Roman Civil Wars, let me wish you good luck.
And good luck to you as well, but not too much.
I was going to say, not that you need it. You sent me the stat spreadsheet. Oh,
We'll talk about that later. Yes.
Okay. I think we'll start here. In the center, those 3 units. And that's it.
We see Caesar approaching from afar. That does not bode well. I am going to do inspired right leadership here.
Our old friend Labinius over there.
Yes, he is
Very inspirational.
He tries. I think we will do those 4. We'll have... I'll come off the hill. I'll go on the hill. They're gonna come back.
That's a lot of juggling.
Yeah. Well, that's the blessing and the curse of the hills. I mean, when you got a heavy on a hill, it's just not very effective. So, okay, we got 1 shot from our light bow here. They will shoot at... Only going to get one, so...
And you can't get one of your Uber retreats because I'm supported.
But who is the bigger threat? I think we'll take it against that. We'll see if we can get ourselves a blue triangle. So here's 1 shot. Ah, sadly, nothing. Okay. That is all.
Order some medium troops into action. I can order 6. I only need to order 4.
There's no better time for this, I think, since I've only got the ability to do 4. I will do these 4. They will move through their friendly ranks, go back up the hill, and these guys will fire once again at your horsies. 2 dice this time. We'll get one of them.
Can't let that keep going.
All right. That is all for that.
I'm going to order some light troops as well, I think. Those 3. I'll move there. I'll move there. Let's see if I can duplicate your success by attacking a strong unit from afar. These bowmen will engage. Those heavies on the hill there of 1 die since they moved. Oh, a retreat that you can ignore. Huzzah. Over here, another heavy unit will fall under a withering hail of fire. About a hail of stone. Okay.
Peltists. Jerks. All right, let's see what we can do with this. So we'll have
2 on the left.
1, 2. We'll have them go there. And they will just shoot. Do 2 dice at your bow. Getting nothing.
All right. Well, now we will darken the sky. All ranged weapon units. Only ones that have range look to be those 3. So over here, stones at the heavies. There's a bean.
Ow. Jerk.
Thwonk. Horse-haired helmet. Another hail. Ooh. Thwonk again. Bowman will follow up. Oh my.
Indeed. This game will not be won with missile fire until it
Nope.
is.
All right. And then 2 at your bowman. We're now vulnerable to flags. Nothing. Okay. Meanwhile, down here, I think, let's see if I can't drive that cavalry off.
Oh.
Yes. And follow up against those heavies.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Well done. We don't see that card enough.
That is the most effective use of Darken the Sky I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm good with this. So that is my turn.
I'll do move, fire, move. And it will just be these 2.
Goodness, that is a lot of auxilia.
Yeah. So he'll fire on your cavalry there. 2 dice. Nothing.
Could have been 2 flags, though.
Yeah.
That would have been terrible.
That would have been terrible for you. All right. 2 dice at these light bow. Nothing. All right. And we're going to have them retire there and there. Okay.
Outflanked those 4 units. Gamely step forward. All right. These bowmen here. Fire up those heavies on the hill. 2 dice. Still supported. Over here, firing on Laminius and his mediums.
Ow! Jerk.
And leader check.
You
Oh,
double pumped it. Okay.
oh, I did, didn't I?
That's all right.
No, I do that.
I don't know. Just
Oh, it was heavy medium for the first roll. So.
Yeah.
Not as close as I thought.
do 2 on the right. Do 1 die at your light slingers there. Seeing what they've done to Labianus for his honor. Nothing. And these
Arrows in the dirt.
yes.
Satisfy that honor.
These medium will go after your mediums. 3 dice. There you go.
Oof. Oh yeah, the retreat's gonna knock him out. Oh, look at that. Okay.
He's going to advance, move on, attack these guys. Oops.
Nice leaders.
What would you like
They
to
will.
do?
They will hold their ground.
Okay, 3 dice as we swing our swords, our gladius at them. Hit once.
I'll fight back with 2 dice.
Yeah, and did it again. Your mouse, you using a
No,
wireless mouse? Huh.
no.
Weird. Alright. Well,
I don't even see the first roll. I just see the cross swords.
Huh.
Weird. All right.
There you go.
Okay. Wow. After that indignity, the only thing I can do is coordinate an attack. Two dice to the hilltop. 3 dice. A dreaded first strike card.
Yes. That's probably the only time I'll get to
Oh.
use it. Alright, 3 dice
Adius.
coming at you.
He's my favorite.
1 hit. Here's the leader check. Nope.
All right. Well, back to our regularly scheduled programming. 3 dice with leader support.
Okay. I'm going to use this for a unit of my choice. It's not going to be the heavy. It is going to be this guy against your guy here. So let's see what we can do with 3 dice here. Get a hit.
You can get a hit.
And here's a leader check again. Nothing.
And 3 dice back. I'll send them back to the hills.
Okay.
Okay. We'll leave these vulnerable guys out here on the end for too much longer, so it's time for the line command. All of these units here. So these two at the end weren't affected. But this guy here, who didn't move, he will once again fire up into the hills, scoring yet another hit. Have to come down off those hills at some point. And I have to come down here.
Gonna have to come down. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Super conservative opening tonight.
Yeah, that's, I mean, with 4 cards, I have to be, because they all suck.
Not that one.
No, not that one. Alright. You want to talk to God? Let's go see him together.
You bringing everybody, or are you ignoring those greens back there?
I'm leaving the greens back there. Alright. So we're going to have a bunch of missile fire.
Bet.
Yeah, let's start with this one to here. 2 dice. Nothing. Let's go Maximus, because then I can get three shots at him. So 1 die from Labienus. Nothing. But we know how this is going to go. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, and on Mighty Caesar, try this one. Dice have gone super cold tonight. 1 die. Nothing. Alright, and these 3. These 2 will go against here. That's that one there. 1 die. Nothing. Chasing the target. Never works. 1 die. Same target. Nope. And then finally, he'll go 1 die at lights. Hey! We forced them away.
That's what you were hoping for.
Small. That is a small, small victory. Alright.
Take what you can get.
Sure.
Wow. That was a really, really good card. I think I'll do that too. Okay. Start down here with the ranged attacks. Up the hills against those mounted forces who so dastardly came down and wiped out our own cavalry forces. 2 dice. All up those. 2 dice. Oh!
Grr.
Okay. Now, let's do some grinding.
So it's the Lunar New Year of Peter, clearly. We have reset.
Game's not over yet.
Uh-huh.
Not by a long shot. All right. 4 dice against Labienus.
Ouch. All right. Takes him out.
Next to that missile fire. Labienus himself lives to tell the tale. All right. So Maximus will instead turn his attention to this Auxilia. 4 dice. 2.
3 back. Just 1.
And
Oh, leader check, yep. Almost.
close. Those mediums against the same auxilia, 4 dice. Hit and 2 retreats.
Retreats.
All right. So down here, we have an auxilia with 5 dice. Two.
3 back. Hit and retreat.
Okay. Same target, 5 dice. All right. And then this auxilia in the center. Attack that one with 3 dice. And leader support for 2.
Take the retreat.
Oh, you're going to take the retreat.
I am.
Oh, okay. Mighty Caesar will engage that auxilia with 5 dice.
Hits. And a retreat.
Back to the hills.
Remnants of our line command. Okay. We'll do some firing from the hills. Alright, it just looks like we're going to concentrate our fire on leadership. See if we can't do something. So 1 die at Maximus. Nothing. 1 die from Labienus. Nothing.
2 dice from those auxilia.
2 dice from them. They are actually going to go against Caesar.
All right.
2 dice. Nothing. Yeah, it's going to be a whiff kind of night. 2 dice from Auxilia in second here. Hey,
Ooh.
they're double supported, so nothing there.
Yeah, I'll ignore them both.
And Pompeius 2 dice. Oh, I'm sorry, he's just a 1 because he's a what you call it?
Yeah.
Nope. And finally, 1 die from them to the heavies. Let's just go ahead and round it out as a total whiff. Yeah. All right. That was pretty painful.
Okay. Order some medium troops. Those guys and the 2 horses down the bottom left. 1, 2, 3. Start here against the bowmen. What would they like to do?
Well, you're 2 dice up the hill, right? So
I am.
we will stand.
2 dice with leader support. 1 hit.
Give you 2 back down the hill. Forcing retreat.
Maximus against the guys on the ground.
Okay, they'll evade that.
Okay, 4 dice. Well evaded. Those against those auxilia up on the hill with 2 dice. Caesar up the hill is 3 dice.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Against the auxilia. Caesar. Advance. Go after that auxilia. So hill to hill is capped at 3.
3.
Right?
Yep.
So 4 for Caesar. Caesar will advance again. Just to get out of the way. Whew.
Piece by piece. Man. Textbook. Unbelievable. This is just a bloodbath.
Gotta balance out those stats somehow for this expansion.
Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely making up all the ground I had. Well, I mean, so far. Okay.
Still another game to come.
That's true. But so we're gonna do.
Ooh. Yeah. Smart.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 dice and your auxilia there. Getting nothing. We'll get 3 dice from Pompeius, hill to hill with leader support. Nothing.
4 dice back.
2.
And the leader check.
And potentially same 2 dice. You know what? Might as well try to hit something we could possibly do something against. 2 dice down the hill with the mediums. Double flag.
Ooh. Gotta go this way.
And that is all.
Well. Well. Let's go 3 in the center. 3. Player first with 5 dice.
Two hits and 2 retreats, one of which I can't take. So there and there.
2 dice up the hill on Pompeius.
And 3 back with leader. Double flag.
And then finally Caesar, hill to hill, 4 dice.
Wow. Just 1. Come on. Hit. Leader check. Alright, Pompeius fights for his very survival. 3 dice plus leader.
You can do it.
No.
Oh!
At least I'm whiffing in style. It's like, oh. It's like the penny slots. He goes, oh, 3 cherries. That pays $1. All right. Well, but we'll do 2 in the center. We'll go for the moral victory. Come there. See if we can't score something on Caesar here. 3 dice plus leader bonus. 1 hit and only 1.
That's all you need.
Well, here's the check for Caesar. Nope.
But now you're in striking distance.
Well, you get to fight back.
Oh.
It's
1 in the retreat.
1 in a retreat. 1 retreat. And Now 3 dice plus leader. Just one. Here is leader check. He's fine. Could put it away right here.
Okay, I'll attack back.
Yeah. In style. Well done. Man, I hope it, for you, gentle viewers, I hope it was as painful to watch the whiffitude on dice as it was for me to see it with my own eyes. Wow. That was well done, man. You got me off the hill. I shouldn't have left the hill, but you were just
I
gonna.
didn't think you were going to. I was just waiting to get into a good position to use
Yeah.
my line command.
Well, as somebody pointed
And then
out,
you used one. I was like, oh, well, then I can double line.
right. Well, somebody pointed out last week in one of the comments that there are a few guarantees in this world, except for Peter will use a mounted charge. Patrick will have at least 2 line command cards and a first strike or a double time, and we'll use them. And sure enough, I got, with 4 cards at some point, I got 2 line commands, which was great for this setup, but I just didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to leave the hill. I wanted you to come to me, but you were just taking me apart with all that missile fire that
That was great rolling.
Yeah.
That was luck.
Yeah.
That was good luck. That's on my side for this fight, at least.
Yeah, 8-1 on this one. So +7, game 1. Well, let's take a little break because I'm gonna need some water here. We'll be right back. We are back. I'm still mentally exhausted from the challenge of round 1, but we're ready for round number 2. Now it's my turn to be Mighty Caesar.
That's true. Let's see how the fortunes change very quickly in this next fight.
This could be a very balanced scenario if it's well, actually, no, it wouldn't be balanced, would it? If 1, 2, well, if you win as the Pompeians, then it's balanced, and it's just me. So I've got 6 cards.
All right. I'll create my hand of 4. Hey, what do you know?
Mounted charge, fantastic.
What? No, no.
You got a couple horses up there. All right. Well, allow me, as the Caesarian player, to wish you good luck here in round 2.
Thank you.
I will activate medium troops. So I have 6 of them. I'll do that. So we'll inspire Mighty Caesar to come up here, lead these troops, and I think we will we'll harass and harangue these lights here. What would they like to do?
They will evade.
Okay, so 3 dice.
Fade away.
Looking for green circles today. There's a green circle.
Got one.
And that is all.
Or on my left. Let's see if I can't do it again. Let fly. Volley of arrows.
You know what? They're gonna retreat.
Oh no! Out of the range of fire.
Enough of this.
You.
Enough of this crap. Do 2 on the right. Oops.
I know what you mean. I know where to go.
Just assail them with weapons. 3 dice. One hit.
You ever seen such brutality? Got your leader.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just a nobody. And 3 dice from these other cavalry.
You got my leader.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ignore that retreat and come back at you with 2 dice. Got your leader again. Man. There you go. All of leader rolls.
Yep.
I have to respond to that with 2 left units. Those horsemen like to do.
They will evade.
Okay, 5 dice. Yeah, handful get away from this furious counterattack.
Do 3 on the right. Do that. So 3 dice. 1 hit.
Got your leaders again. Oh, and retreat.
And they will go 3 dice after them again, for they are about to die. Oh, come on, man!
Oh, that would have been spectacular. Oh.
Wow!
Hey! Everything but.
Man. Alright. That is all.
I'm going to order 3 on the right. All right. Going after your horse. Twice in one game.
That's right. 3 dice plus leader bonus. Do it.
Oh. I should have waited. All right, 3 back. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Double time.
I'm just tired of subtlety tonight. I've been dancing around it too long.
You don't have to be subtle. You're playing Caesar.
That's right.
Caesar was not subtle. That is not subtle.
Nope.
As, hey, you're in your face.
Do 5 dice plus leader. That'll do.
That'll do.
These will do 4 dice plus leader. Just 1.
No, no, no. You're the green. Oof. Oof. I think first before I lose the opportunity. So I only have 2 heavies. What would those horse like to do?
They're going to evade.
Okay. 5 dice. Leader check. Oh no, can't roll any leaders now. Not after the first half of the game where leader. Here.
Also evade.
5 dice.
Ah.
Almost.
I am Spartacus.
No, no, no. You are Caesar.
It's in his bloodline. Somewhere. I don't know. Maybe. 6 dice. Ugh. Unbelievable, man. Oh, My gaming life has become Steve Buscemi. Well, we got this one.
You've got some options with those
2,
lights.
3, 4. There we go. And +1, it does account for even range. So we'll do this first. It's going to be 3 dice. Getting a retreat.
Yay!
Bringing your horses closer together.
That is the goal.
We'll do this one next against Labianus. 3 dice. There we go.
There you go.
A little shaver. Alright, 2 dice for that leader check. Nope.
Yeah,
We've blown it, yeah. And then this one now. It's that. So 3 dice against your heavies. No. And finally Maximus pressing up against the wall here with 4 dice or 5 dice plus leader bonus. That's a wipeout.
What Maximus like to do?
He will stand. I'm going to reshuffle the deck and draw him a card. Back to you.
Ordering those 4 units. Throwing a spear. Hey, a leader.
Do leadership any section. Those. Okay. Do 2 dice against Labianus. Nothing. We will do the cavalry next. This will be 3 dice plus leader.
There goes my glorious plans. Thank you, Patrick.
Sure. And then he will advance.
Oh,
Battle again against these mediums. 3 dice plus leader bonus. 2 hits.
dang. All right, 4 dice coming back. A retreat.
We will take the retreat. And finally, these guys against Labianus once again. 2 dice. Yay! Another hit. Here's a check on Labianus. Not to be.
Okay. One spear. 2 spear. That would have been great against those slingers, but it simply bounced off the armor of those heavies.
Two outflanked. Alright. Heavies against your medium. 5 dice with leader bonus.
Oh well. It was gonna be a glorious sweep of the left flank.
Okay, over here we'll go against your heavies with 3 dice. Forcing a retreat.
I think it's best.
No, you know what? We'll just stand there. That is everything.
What about the heavies?
No, they moved twice.
Oh, well, that was the whole reason why I did that. Because I thought they had an attack.
Right.
So I didn't want to make sure the bow had a way to escape.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's still... It's fine. Okay, well, then I'll do this instead. Counter attack men. Ordering those 4 units. Okay, so down here. Heavies against heavies. 5 dice.
Man.
So close.
3 hits and a retreat. 2, 3. There you go. I will go there and block line of sight, yes.
Okay. Over here. Medium cavalry against Bedius. 3 dice with leader support. For Bedius. Not going to pursue. And now Labineus and his heavies will attack your heavies with 5 dice with leader support. They will follow up and go after those light bow.
They'll evade.
We don't want the leaders now. Not now. We want them when we make the leader checks. Ugh. Dice. All right. Keeping it tight. Keeping it tight. It's probably the best I can do. Oh, come on.
3 on the right.
Mm.
Two arrows from the light bows to your heavies. Huzzah!
No.
5 dice from these guys into your heavies. Huzzah! And then medium cav against your light bow. What would they like to do?
I think I'll stand.
Okay, 3 dice. Light bow.
Hey, my big man.
They will stand there.
Okay. Albinius against those slingers.
They'll evade.
Good evade. Medium cav against those bow.
Nowhere to go. 3, 4 hits.
Advance. Move on. Attack again.
2 hits.
And leader check. So close.
3 back with leader.
Ah. I knew that was a risk. Probably shouldn't have done that. You were right to be chastising me in chat right now for getting greedy. All right, put it away, Patrick.
Well, I wish I had the exact right tool to do that, but man, you are You're scattered and you're defended. So I need to figure out how I can do this. So I guess we're just gonna have to do leadership any section. I'll do these two here, these two here. Okay.
Okay.
We will go against that one. 2 dice up the hill with leader.
Can't do anything there, Auxilia.
1 hit.
They come back down with 3, though, right?
Yep.
8 hit.
Okay.
Wisely picking guys who don't have leader support.
That's
Very
right.
smart.
Alright, this will be 3 dice
I
uphill.
think you've played this game before, if I didn't know better.
A couple times. 3 dice with Caesar uphill. 2 hits. So close.
And I will take the retreat.
Okay.
Now, if I take the retreat, you could advance.
That's right.
Auxilia retreat 2.
Just 1.
1. There's no point retreating then. So they'll stand and they'll dish it back out to Caesar.
Nothing. He'll take that. Right, we'll do this one uphill, 2 dice against that with leader. Hit.
Guys, just hold on. Hold on. No, that's not a good roll.
And then Maximus, 2 dice uphill with leader. 1.
That's a good roll.
2 hits. Check your leader.
All right.
And they will take that retreat. Back to you. Where horses go?
All right. 5 dice against that Auxilia.
Got him.
Gnaeus. He survives.
And he will go off map.
Win this, I think. Why not?
Do 3 in the center. Second wave. Alright, Mighty Caesar. 3 dice uphill with leader. He gets it.
Just barely.
Just barely. That's a lot of just barely tonight.
Well done, Patrick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is tough from the Pompeian side.
So, well, you
I got greedy. I should not have tried to follow up with the horse and just should have waited to use a mounted charge. But I was desperate to try and get all 3 of those blocks down there.
right.
Because that was like once you
Once you get the blood in your mouth, right?
Once you took out the bowman on my top left, and I didn't have a chance to blink around at that one heavy. Like that was my only shot was down there on the left, and my cards are all flank cards. They have nothing to do in the middle, so
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the middle. That's why they just sat there. So to that end, I mean the cards were kind of worked in my favor, and what I wanted to do, which again was to come down off the right, bring the other horses down and use that mounted charge card.
Yeah.
It's like, I loves me the mounted charge.
Well, the fact that you had 4 cards and you held that mounted charge for the duration of the game from the moment you had it, so that was basically a dead card in your hand because you wanted it so badly to use. I understand completely. Well, final score tonight then. Peter took game 1 with 8-1 banners, and I took the second game with 8-6. But Peter takes the series with 14 banners to my 9. let's talk a little bit about the final state of this particular scenario, and then we'll bring a full circle around to the end of this particular expansion, and we'll talk about our thoughts for that. I asked Peter to make some notes about that, so we have some talking discussion points.
Well, by notes, I meant I looked up the scenarios and had some thoughts.
Right,
I don't
right.
know if I
Well,
didn't
yes.
write anything down.
Well, I did. So, meh. Let's see. On this one, yeah, I think it's well, we proved in the second game it could be a real nail biter. I don't know how much of that is just because of the cautious nature of what I learned from the first game, and then and how cavalier you were willing to be with some of the flanks. I think this one, the secret may be in the flanks. If you can just go in there and just pick off a few of the pieces on each side as the Caesarians, then that might be it. But I mean, you
And
proved.
that's what I was trying to do in both games was, play on that left side of the board.
And really, it's just dependent on how long can Pompeius hold out up on the hills there. And I had the double time, which I figured, well, I might as well get a block in there right in the center and just start punching because you got to start chipping away at that a little bit. And then it went. I had a whole bunch of center cards. I'm sitting right now with one heavy troops and four center cards. So the cards were telling me take Caesar, go up the center, and just beat the heck out of you. So that's what
I mean,
I had to do because I couldn't do any more on the flanks at that point.
the key there, and it's intimidating because you're going uphill, but you're going uphill against Auxilia, so they don't have they can't retreat, they can't evade, they have to stand and take it. And with Caesar there, you're going up with 3 dice too, so it's not that bad of a crapshoot.
And as you pointed out, yes, I split the forces and went after the two sets of them, or the one target that I could do on each side that did not have Pompeius as their support. So,
Yep, smart.
I'm a smart man. Yeah, this was a fun one for 8 banners. I was a little crestfallen, obviously in the first game, losing it by 7. But I think that was just because I'd never seen before, and clearly there's a broadside of a barn out there, and I am throwing things miles off of it. I just cannot hit anything that's on that barn.
Only Imperial Stormtroopers are so precise.
That's right. Exactly. Anyway, so let's talk about our Roman Civil War now that Great Caesar. So the aftermath of this. Ironically, the date of this battle was March 17th, 45, and then just 363 days later, by the very calendar system that he helped devise, on 15 of March 44 BC. Well, we all know what happens to Caesar,
Bill
who
Shakespeare murders Caesar.
Bill Shakespeare. Thus endeth the Roman Civil War. Our next scenario box set is Imperial Rome, and that's going to advance us into the moment when we're going to see. I think we're going to see some of the wars with Octavian, who is Caesar's adopted nephew. We will see his struggles against the remnants with Mark Antony, and then all the way into the formation of the Roman Empire, and when he takes on the title of Caesar Augustus. So we're going to see all of that in the next box set. But let's look back
And
on
plus,
this
I
one.
think it's going to jump around too and hit some battles we've missed in Roman history too.
It will. We're going to see a little bit all over the landscape. But looking back on this one, what do we think? Big picture. I mean, I made notes here of some of the concepts.
Well, it's certainly interesting that by and large, almost every scenario here, you're playing matched forces. You're playing, it's the Roman Civil War, so there's not that variety where we've seen in other battles where so one side has elephants and warriors as opposed to the other side having auxilia and mediums. So that was interesting. There were certainly a few of these battles that had some neat setups. I'm thinking back to Gergovia. That one was a neat setup. And then there was one or two that were just a little weird,
Right.
just because I think they were throwing some stuff at the wall to see what sticks. So that one little scenario that's meant to be played solo that you and I played out, in the course of 20 minutes. Yeah, the Utica Part 1, I
Right.
think.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a little weird, but I mean, by and large, most of these felt fairly balanced. Some of them seem to kind of twist history a little bit, but these last three, I think, have been pretty nice, fun, straightforward stand-up fights, and so far those have been my favorite. Kind of like what happened tonight. Maybe I'm a bit biased because it's fresh in my mind, but I liked last night too. Last week, which was Thapsus.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well, my favorite overall concept of this, which was really, if it wasn't introduced, it was reinforced. I mean, we had seen Julius Caesar in the Barbarian expansion, of course, but I think that combined with the concept of the Julian legions and the Julius Caesar special role, obviously that's going to make some of these scenarios seem a little lopsided just because, you can't spell chainsaw without CAS, right? So it's just he gets in there and he has a punch, but at the same time, we've seen two or three scenarios where he falls because all it takes is one lucky counterattack and
True.
dead leader, dead Caesar.
And I thought about that as well, and I certainly think it felt like Caesar as a unit had more impact in the last expansion with the Gauls than he did here. And I'm just wondering if that's because we avoided engaging him, after our experience with him in the previous expansion. And I think there are some battles where he just really never came into play on either side.
That's true.
And like you said, there are some ones where, I remember one, I can't remember what the exact battle, but where I stuck him out there thinking I'm going to get him started, and you just cut him down
right
before he could even do anything. And I think that was one of those ones where you just were rolling really hot that night.
Well, I think
it was a bad night for me.
Well,
so see, it goes around.
It does. Well, going back to the concept of the Julian legions, I think that's built off of the Marian. So the fact that mediums and heavies all get, a pila, pelum, and they can just throw those at range 2. That is something that in this was really highlighted. You and I both, I think, kind of effectively utilized that, where not only with the dark in the sky when that would come up, but using it with a line command. You move a whole line forward and everyone just starts throwing little clusters. Is it always effective? No, not really. But, it's another possibility you have.
And it plinks.
It plinks, exactly.
It's cumulative. We saw that tonight where you're just plinking away at those heavy units and you get one. That means you'll need to roll 3 red squares the next time you're facing them. So, exactly. It makes everything that much easier.
Well, I am, as we're speaking now, I have added the information to the database, and I'm bringing that up now, and just to kind of go over some of our 19 scenarios in this one. This is the first time I'm going to try to do this for the remainder of each of our box sets. But just looking at the stats on this one, at the beginning of this, with 301 at Colleen Gate, at that point, Peter had a 77 banner advantage over me in the long haul of this. Up until tonight, I had gotten that down as far as 39, but with tonight's winnings, you keep that division at 44 banners. So you still have 44 banners on me, but 33 banners over 19 scenarios. I'm making up some blocks, so I'm kind of pleased about that.
Out of these 19 scenarios, you won 11 of them.
I did. You counted it as well. So 11. It is 11, 6, and 2.
So you had the lion's share, and then what? Two of them. One of them's a tie.
We had two ties, right? And you took 6 of them. So yeah. So I can't sneeze at a 2-1 margin for the most part.
No, you cannot. The year of Patrick, I think, is still continuing.
Right.
So we'll see how you do with Imperial Rome.
Well, the one we saw was the most skewed, seemed to be the Battle of Zela. It was 12 in favor of the Caesarians, so that was the most extreme lopsided skew in any of the scenarios. The most, quote, balanced ones were actually the first one, Colleen Gate, and the other one, the Battle of Valentia. So that was also your best one. Overall, that was your best. That you had gotten 5 banners in that one. So the Battle of Valentia, not only did it seem to be one of the most balanced scenarios between the two sides, but that was also Peter's best game. Mine, as you mentioned it already, you liked the setup of Gergovia, but that was my best game. I won that series by 10. So that was
Yeah, no, well, I remember.
yeah. There was some gnashing of teeth that night, but it was neat because of the hills and you had the steep cliff sides against the
The
forest.
hill
Yeah, and
and
the
the rocky
fortress.
ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a really fun one.
And then there was the head scratcher that was Dyrrhachium, where it felt like the game flip flopped the actual history with the Romans defending the walls,
Oh yeah.
the Caesarians defending the walls against the Pompeians, where it was the other way around in history. So
And I think both of us we agreed that Utica Part One, it is what it is, and I'm willing
right,
to understand that. The other one that we both went nah was the Brindisi raid, which was unfortunate because it looked so cool. I was like, oh neat, they've got
right,
boats
with
and
the
everything.
boats
Yeah,
and everything.
but I think you and I both had such a difficulty uh, as the one side on that as the Pompeians that it was I don't know. I think it could use a little tweaking, and I don't know if they just kind of threw it in there as you said to see what would stick. But it was a little underwhelming. But that as a whole, that's all of our information. We hope you've enjoyed the Roman civil wars as much as we did, and I'm really excited about going on to Imperial Rome. I'm sure Peter is as well. Any final thoughts for this before we bid farewell for this?
I think we've covered it.
I think so too. Well, thank you to everybody for sticking around, and of course for all the comments and feedback that you leave down there in the comments section for the YouTube videos. And please click that like and subscribe button and the little notification bell because the cryptic algorithm that is YouTube, it means something. And I'm showing you our current supporters. Thank you very much to all of our supporters out there.
And apparently, at some point, like YouTube will give you a plaque if you get enough followers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell your aunt and uncle. I told my family members about it this week. They're like, "What are you doing for fun?" I'm like, "I started a YouTube channel," and they're like, "Get out of here!" And so I got some subscribers out of it. You never know. But if you've got a friend who's interested in Ancients combat and he likes Commands and Colors or has never seen Commands and Colors before, send them our way. Come on
And commands and colors isn't the only thing you're doing on your channel, right, Patrick?
that is correct. I am also doing the great campaigns of the American Civil War. That's my true love and passion. But I also building quite a library of combat commander videos. So we've got some basic instruction there. Plus, we also have the combat commander ladder, which I run each and every month. We're getting upwards of 100 players on that. So if you want an excuse to play combat commander, come on by. We've got links right off the videos there, but those are there for your benefit as well. With that, sir, I will see you next week, and we will start fresh.
For season 5.
Season 5. I can't believe it. Wow. And we will reintroduce ourselves as we do each and every time. We look forward to seeing you all there. So have a great one, Peter, and I'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.